What's going on, trainers? We just got done watching Pokemon Horizons episode 70. And here's the thing. Here's the jazz. Here's the juice. The thing is with Pokemon Horizons, why am I doing this thing with my hands? I don't know. We're going fast. The thing is with Pokemon Horizons, just Pokemon anime, is we're going to get a lot of side stories. And most of the time, those side stories are going to just kind of build up a specific character, side character, Pokemon, or event. This specific side episode was to focus on 𝐒𝐴𝐴 and was to introduce another Paldean Pokemon in Bombardier, however you want to say the name. I say Bombardier, but it could be Bombardier. One of my favorite new Paldean Pokemon. I think Paldea has a ton of really awesome Pokemon, and I really like Bombardier. I have their shiny, and I think it's a really cool Pokemon. Now, I have to be honest, I didn't really use them that much, but I do really like them, and they ended up being one of the bosses that you face during Scarlet and Violet as well, too. I really love that this episode featured kind of Bombardier's kind of like personality, the fact that they're kind of like a big Pokemon troll. They like to troll a lot of their Pokemon, and in this specific episode, their prey was 𝐒𝐴𝐴. And 𝐒𝐴𝐴, you know, I guess, you know, their Pokemon, the way that they're kind of built is that they get they set their sights on like a specific piece of metal or something, and then they kind of just lose themselves in that because they're really focused on their hammer work and stuff like that. So really cool stuff. And this episode featured 𝐒𝐴𝐴 and it featured Bombardier. But here's the juice that I was mentioning is it was a boring episode, and you know, seeing as a Pokemon fan, you know, seeing different Pokemon, right? Seeing the Oricorio, seeing Bombardier, seeing terrestrialization outside of Paldea, seeing 𝐒𝐴𝐴, seeing 𝐒𝐴𝐴 evolve into 𝐒𝐴𝐴. It's all really good stuff. As a Pokemon fan, I eat it up and I love it. But I have to come and sit here and I review every single week, and I have to let you guys know it was a little bit of a boring episode. And it's definitely one of those episodes that you could miss, and you could just see 𝐒𝐴𝐴 be 𝐒𝐴𝐴, right? Because the whole episode is really just centered around one of Dot's Pokemon evolving. You could see an episode 2-3 episodes down the line, and then she suddenly, you know, Dot suddenly featuring 𝐒𝐴𝐴, and you would go like, oh, I guess 𝐒𝐴𝐴, or I guess 𝐒𝐴𝐴 ended up evolving. So it's one of those things to where it's like, okay, you can miss it, and you don't really miss much. And I think that's one of the really core values, or one of the really like core things about this being a side episode, or this being a filler episode, is the fact that this is an episode to where if you missed it, you wouldn't really you wouldn't really miss anything. So that's the thing. I have to be really real about that. So if I were to put a score on this episode, I think this was a 6 out of 10. This was a very mid episode of Pokemon Horizons. This was just a very like my eyes kind of glazed over kind of episode. And again, I think the two main things that it featured was 𝐒𝐴𝐴 and 𝐒𝐴𝐴 evolving, having her moment, and really developing that Pokemon's emotions so we can get more of a feeling of what 𝐒𝐴𝐴 is and who they are. And then as they evolve into 𝐒𝐴𝐴. And then it shined a light on the personality of Bombardier, on what kind of Pokemon Bombardier is, kind of who they are. And then it showed us Bombardier's mate and terrestrializing. So it was all cool, but I wouldn't subscribe to the fact that it was really innovating or anything like that. Really, I thought as we moved into this week, I thought we were going to meet up with Briar this episode. I thought we were going to get to the Shining Pond this episode. And I thought we were going to move more of the Area Zero plot line forward. But instead, it kind of let us know, like, hey, we can't just, there's no fast travel here. We have to actually, you know, foot it, or we have to, like, you know, hoof it all the way to the, so there's going to be stuff that happens in between, which makes sense. Does it make for an exciting episode? No. Does it make for an overly entertaining episode? In my opinion, no. Does it make it a cute episode? Is it adorable? Of course. And I think that's what we have here with Pokemon Horizons episode 70. Take away the evolution, nothing else happened this episode. So We're gonna move forward into next week's episode. Next week's episode, I think there was a little preview at the end, and it looks like next week. It looks like we are meeting with Miss Briar next week, and we're gonna see the Scarlet and Violet books next week. So it looks like we are gonna make some official story and plot movement forward next episode next week. This is just the episode to take us there. So yeah, trainers, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. As always, I appreciate your time for spending a little bit of it with me today as I talked about episode 70. Bombardier is a cool Pokemon, and Tikatuff is tough. Really like her, really cute. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.